Hi, it's Nicola, and I wanted to get on video today for a couple of reasons, but mainly because I'm going to be honest, I have been hiding out. I've been hiding behind my phone and my computer, but not in a way that people can see me like this, um, for a while. And I have been challenged by my own coach to put myself out there. I know a lot of people who have a feeling that there's something more for them to be doing, that they have a greater message to be sharing, that they have a greater number of people to reach out in the world, that they want to be making a difference in a much bigger way. And yet they're not. Something's holding them back. They're hiding out. They're playing safe. They're keeping things comfortable. And there's a lot of excuses that come with that. I know them well because I've lived them, anywhere from I'm not clear about what I am supposed to be doing or what my message is, to a lot of the back end administrative stuff of I don't have the right support or I don't know what I'm doing to get out what I want to be doing, to even just feeling like I've got a lack of inspiration and motivation and not knowing how to refuel that so that I can do the work that I really want to be doing. So my dad told me that when he's coaching his track students, that he will tell them, if you want to run faster, you just have to run faster. And when he first said this, I didn't get it until he explained that if I want to be out there in the world more, in a bigger way, changing more lives, I just have to get out there in the world more in a bigger way and change more lives. So this is me taking that step and doing that. One of the things that I wanted to share with you today as well is that I think it can be very easy for people who are in the helping world, professionals that are counselors or coaches or I don't know, anything that in which their work is helping other people do their own work, that it can be easy for us to forget that we are constantly students ourselves, and not just students of how do we make more money and how do we get more clients, but really students in learning more about who we are, really from a deep place, and embracing our personal development and our own personal and spiritual journey through this lifetime. And so one of the things that I did last night is I had just sort of this intuitive feeling to try to do something differently. For myself, not from a standpoint of creating something for my clients. And I've drifted away from doing long journal entries for a long time, and I've thought of myself as not a creative person for a long time, even though there's this part of me that realizes that when I was a kid, I loved art classes. I loved doodling. I loved making the posters when I was in high school for the football games and the dances. But I really gotten away from that, and really from owning that I find enjoyment in that. So last night I took out a sketchbook and I decided that I was going to work on the very first exercise that I have clients do and that I share when I do my speaking around blending the best of both worlds, and that is defining success for yourself. Now, I've had clients do it before in a way where they're just listing out their answers of what that would look like for them and what that would feel like for them. But last night, I decided to just play around with it and get a little bit creative. So I'm just going to share with you what I did, because I'm hoping that it will maybe spark you to think about how can you get outside of your box, out of your comfort zone, and tap in a little bit more to that right brain side. A lot of times I'll have clients, I'll give them a coaching exercise and they want to type it up for me on the computer. They want to put it in an Excel spreadsheet. They want to make it look pretty. They want it to be all systematic. And what I want to encourage you to do is get out of that zone. This is not a work assignment. This is about a soul connection assignment. And how can you do these things in a way where you're physically writing down what it is that you want. You're physically writing down what your vision is. You're adding some elements of drawing and fun and doodling, not because you're worried about what anybody else is going to think. It's not for anybody else, but just to get that energy going. So let me just show you what I did here. Let's see if you can see it. So I just took, a blank journal. Actually stole it from my daughter. And I just, sort of had fun even with the lettering. I used to love writing in different lettering when I was a kid. In fact, I would redo homework assignments, not because I was trying to get it perfect, but because I loved doing the lettering. So I just sort of played around with it, and it says, define success for yourself. So this is my own assignment, so it's for myself. So if you are at your 85th birthday party, see that there? All of your family, friends, community, and colleagues are there. What do you want them to be saying about you at this current stage of your life? So you're at your 85th birthday party. People show up. You want people to show up, right? The only way they're going to be showing up is if you're living a certain way now. What do you want them to be saying about you? What do you want them to, what stories, memories do you want them to be sharing? And then how do you want to be talking about this stage of your life? So you're at your 85th birthday party. You're thinking about this stage of your life and the way that you lived and the way you showed up. And how do you want this to be? So I did this assignment for myself. And see, I just had fun with it. And it was so satisfying just like physically to see it like this. It's so different than the way that I've been where I'm just trying to do everything in these perfect lists. And I had fun, kind of drawing it. And then I love being able to see, how do I want people to be talking about the way I lived, that I was lighthearted, that I was healthy, happy, fun, focused on really what matters in my life. Open and compassionate, living my own truth, that I was making a difference and I was an awesome communicator. So you go through answering that, and then what is it that I want to be saying about myself? And then I went to the next step, which is, see if I can turn this the right way there. Now, what's my picture of success? So based on how would I need to be living my life, how would it need to look like and feel like now in order for me to have the memories that I wanted when I was 85 about this stage of my life. Does that make sense? So I broke it down into what would my beliefs have to be, my mindset, what would I have to be saying to myself and to other people, and then ultimately, what actions would I have to be taking? So it's 3 parts. I consider this the jackpot effect. It's having your beliefs and what you're thinking align with your words and what you're saying, and align with your actions, so what you're doing. Okay. So then I went through and really looked at how would I have to be, what would I have to be doing differently in my life if I said that these certain things mattered. So for me, my family and the connection that I have with my kids, not just being around, but being present and connected and having them want to talk with me and me talk with them, that I want them to feel like I'm lighthearted and not easygoing, not a pushover, but even in the serious times, even when we're getting through the tantrum, that I am able to come from a place of being centered and sort of be lighthearted about it all. That I don't want to just have a marriage with my husband. I want to have an awesome marriage with my husband. I want to feel alive and connected with him. I want to feel passionate. I want to spend time with him. I want to be laughing with him. Self-care. I mean, this is a big one. It's like I say that this matters, but am I actually doing what it takes to feel the way that I want to feel? I know what the easy equation is, and yet it's still so easy for me to let those things slip during the day. So if I'm 85 and I'm thinking back about this stage of my life, and I want to be able to reflect that I was feeling healthy and happy mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, what are the things that I would have to be thinking and saying and doing now so that that's where I come to in the future? So, okay, I've just spewed all over here, but that's part of what I'm going to be doing, is not getting too caught up in whether this is perfect and there's no script. Clearly, I'm going to just share and hope that something lands for you. So Until the next one, adios.